First pitch, off speed and low.
Got a night game.
Must be a motion detector. I must move around a little bit more here in the broadcast booth. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. And we're even 1-1. That had a lot of movement on that slider from Spencer Schwellenbach. He likes to work quickly. He's already set. As the modest lead from Alonso happens at first. Swing and a miss. So the sequence here is getting interesting against the right-handed hitter Vientos. And with that, Schwellenbach leads in the count 1-2.
Yeah, and Vientos, almost the same thing as last inning. He hits fastballs at a 328 rate, breaking balls 175. So we are seeing a curveball, slider. I might, on occasion, just show a fastball up out of the zone just to go, all right, here's the pitch that you want, but it's not a good pitch for you, and then go back to the slider.
268 hitter coming into tonight. Vientos, big part of this offense. The 1-2. Swinging off the end of the bat, it's popped up. Right side, it's tailing foul, and it should be a souvenir. Nice crowd on hand on this Tuesday night. 7:20 Eastern tonight, tomorrow night, Thursday as well. Weather's going to come into play possibly as early as tomorrow. No score here in the top of the second. Schwellenbach comes set. And the pitch. Breaking ball again. Missing low. Vientos somehow is laying off a little bit here on some pretty tasty offerings, and it's a 2-2 count. Second baseman Albie is shading way toward the bag. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a foul tip. That's caught by Darno, and down on strikes is Vientos. 2 gone, and that's the first strikeout of the night for Schwellenbach. And it comes in the second inning.
Really escalated velocity this at bat. The last 2 fastballs were at 98. Now that's a whole different animal when you're going up there and you're thinking 96. You see a bunch of sliders, and all of a sudden it's 98. That ball is going to be by almost every major league hitter.
Now Tyrone Taylor, and the first to him is in there for strike 1 on a slider at 89 miles an hour. Pretty good September for Mr. Taylor. He's batting .353. Deep in the box on the right side. 2 gone, the 0-1 pitch. On the inner edge for a strike. So slider here to start. Tyrone Taylor, who has 7 home runs on the year. With this hot September, he is up to .253 on the year. Alonso again leads at first. The next. Up and in, wouldn't chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This is thoroughly impressive. Schwellenbach is a rookie, and right now he knows what's going on. Runner on first base, nobody out, and he has dialed up his stuff.
1-2 is popped up. Foul territory left side. Urshela will give it a look here, but it's going to be 3 rows beyond his reach and out of play just past the third base dugout. Urshela at third, RC at short, Albies at second, and Olsen again playing in front of the runner at first. Laureano, Harris, and Soler left to right in the outfield for an Atlanta team that fielded at .988 so far this year to 67 errors committed by the Braves, and that's a lot of moving parts in and out with all the injuries that Atlanta's had this season. Schwellenbach's ready for the 1-2. It's on the way, and it's a strike at the top of the zone, and gone is Tyrone Taylor. So the inning started with a leadoff walk to Alonso, but then a weak pop-up and back-to-back strikeouts here for the right-hander.
Yeah, Schwellenbach really got it done, dialed it up, slider right there to end the at-bat against Taylor, punches out Vientos. Solid job by the rookie.
Middle of the second, no score here between the old rivals, the Mets and the Braves. This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up, y'all? It's Drewski, here to talk about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money while watching football. When my lineup hits, I can get my money in less than 15 minutes.
Right now, PrizePicks will give you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Just download the PrizePicks Daily Fantasy app and use code OT. That's code OT on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play a $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mike Greenberg, Greeny.
Caleb Williams is going to be great if he gets great coaching. I don't think he has it. I am very afraid they're going to do unto him what they did unto Justin Fields and what they did unto Trubisky. He's ridiculously talented. Peyton Manning is an anomaly. For a young player to go out and struggle that much as a rookie and still manage to absorb that and become an all-time great player, that takes stuff that very few people have. Most people are ruined by that experience of all those struggles early in developing bad habits and hearing criticism and all the rest of that. And then, God help us, changing coaches after one season. That, I fear, is what is on the way here. They need to win games just because they can't make this change. Caleb Williams has so much talent, and he makes plays that sometimes you watch and you're just mystified.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
With daily use.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Every pitch of the postseason can be heard on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, from the Wild Card Series into the World Series champion is crowned. MLB on ESPN Radio is your home for the 2024 postseason. Greg Olson, I'm Sean Kelly. Welcome back to Atlanta. No score. We go to the bottom of the second. Laureano up there to start things off, and he takes ball one up and in from Luis Severino. Ramon Laureano in left field tonight, and batting sixth in the lineup. The pitch. Swing, and he pops one up down the right side. Alonso will jog at it, but he already knows it's 8 rows deep. And a nice crowd here that's gathered at Truist Park. So we mentioned the weather. Here's what's going on with regard to that. The 1-1. Another one pop foul off to the right. This is a 3-game series. Let's start with that, because Thursday's a makeup game between these two teams. There's a rain out early in the year. Slide it in here for Thursday, gives us a dramatic 3-game set. The 1-2. And another one popped off to the right, and this will be a second deck souvenir. But here comes weather. Rain chances increase tomorrow, and then on Thursday with what will be Hurricane Helene barreling toward the Gulf Coast. 1-2 is low and away. There's going to be big-time effects here in Atlanta through into the weekend when the Royals come to town to finish off the regular season. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Laureano, and that's the second strikeout of the game for Severino. So, with no room to error here with regard to the weather, Greg Olson, I mean, it's going to be one of those deals where who knows what time games will be played.
Yeah.
How does it change the way the managers approach this? And you've got great pitching lined up for games 2 and 3 of this series on both sides, too. Very interesting.
It really is, and you lost your window.
First pitch is in there for a strike to Travis d'Arnaud.
By moving back the rainout game to Thursday. So you lost a little bit of a window to possibly bump a game. And now, as you said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you got a hurricane coming in.
Very interesting. 0-1 to d'Arnaud. Check swing, he held up. The sweeper goes down and away from the right-handed hitter. d'Arnaud's batting .239. Severino kicks and fires. And misses outside. Get another breaking ball here from the right-hander Severino, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's really got a good feel for the sweeper right now. An occasional slider, but that one looks like the sweeper, and it's really working well, catching the outside part of the plate.
Next to d'Arnaud. Popped up, way up, but well foul now down the left field line. They've been playing him to pull on the infield and go the other way in the outfield here against the right-handed hitting catcher. 1 out, no score here in the bottom of the second inning. Atlanta comes into tonight batting .244 as a team on the year with 206 home runs. Darno's got 14 of them. The 2-2 delivery. Swinging a foul straight back. Gio Urshela will be next for Atlanta. And if any of these guys named Darno and Urshela get on, we'll reach the bottom of the order in Arcia. Here's the windup, and Severino's coming home with it. Swing and a foul tip, hung on to by Alvarez, and out on strikes is Darno. So dating back to the first now, that's back-to-back-to-back strikeouts for Luis Severino.
Yeah, Severino got himself in a jam, and it almost kicked him into a whole nother gear. Sweeper's looking really good. He's using that, and then he's pounding the zone with an upper 90s fastball. And it's really hard for these hitters to get into the mix. You really have to pick a pitch about 30 feet away and decide on what's coming.
Now Gio Urshela swinging a sharply hit ground ball to the third baseman. Vientos makes it look easy, throws across, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here for Severino. We're through 2 at Truist Park. 0-0. No score here between the Mets and the Braves. This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Chris Carlin, Joe Fortenbaugh. This is Carlin versus Joe.
If Patrick Mahomes didn't exist, what would the view of Josh Allen be around the country?
The thing I would say is that he would be viewed as the best quarterback in the league, probably.
So now he's pretty much the second best quarterback in the league.
Listen, I can't argue with talent.
I'm just using your own words.
Nobody makes me believe my own blood, okay?
Carlin versus Joe. Weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80.
Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
We are scoreless through 2 innings, and to lead off the top of the third for the New York Mets is the catcher Francisco Alvarez, whom we will expect to see a lot of breaking balls here from the right-hander Spencer Schwellenbach as he steps in on the right side. The first to him is, sure enough, a slider. And it's 0-1 here to the right-handed hitting catcher, whose average is at 236. He's a .308 hitter against fastballs. The 0-1. Just missed. Not by much. Just off the outer edge, says home plate umpire Mike Estabrook.
Yeah, on the breaking ball, he's hitting 154. And that seems to be about what everybody that we're talking about tonight. Fastballs.
1-1. He just got a piece of it. Taps it foul.
And not so good on breaking balls.
No. This is a young man that missed basically the first 2 months of the season. Francisco Alvarez. 8-9-1 here for the Mets. Luis Angel Acuna is coming up in the 9 hole. And then we'll go back to the top for Jose Iglesias. Kind of that hybrid windup slash stretch for Spencer Schwellenbach. And he deals and just missed punching him out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ran that fastball in there. Boy, when he speeds it up, it speeds up. 97 miles per hour on that offering. Now the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball back through the box. Back behind the bag. Albies, the second baseman, makes the play and sends it over to Olsen for the out. That scooted right past the pitcher, Schwellenbach, but a very quick move to the right for Albies to make the play.
Yeah, nice job by the Braves. A little modified shift or angle. Albies was right there for a ground ball that went straight over the mound, straight over second bag. Almost looked like a base, should have been a base hit. Slider down in the zone.
Here's Acuna. And he's first pitch swinging, pops and foul off to the right. That was 110 miles an hour off the bat. I remember a day in this game, and you and I are kind of similar in age. That's a base hit all day.
Oh, yeah.
In baseball. And now it's an out more often than not. Right back through the box, they used to say. The 0-1. Up and away. So even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Albies hasn't even moved. He's staying right there. Modified shift, pull. You got a guy throwing 98 miles an hour, and your second baseman is shaded to pull.
The 1-1 is outside. This is the little brother of the Braves Acuna, who's out, done for the year. But prior to the game, the brothers exchanged jerseys to start the series. Very cool. The 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Went right after a belt-high 97-mile-an-hour offering on the outside at corner. So the book is still, thin when it comes to this Acuna. But he's done well since coming up from AAA. The help in the absence of Lindor, the 2-2. Swinging, he pops it up. Near second base, Albies to the first base side of it now, tracks it down, and retires Acuna. 2 gone. I mean, his numbers, Acuna, didn't blow you away in AAA, but here he pops up here in the big leagues, and he's producing.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I don't understand. It usually goes the other way. So he's hitting 258 in AAA, and right now, before that at bat was 379. It does not work that way.
Back to the top of the order. Here's Iglesias on the right side. And the first to him is zipped in there for a strike. Pretty tight slider there by Schwellenbach.
But I will say, as soon as it gets around, now he's been here a month. It's usually about 2 or 3 months. The league starts figuring out where your go-to, your windows, where your out pitches are.
0-1 is off the end of the bat. May have shattered it. That loops into center field and drops in for a base hit. That's the first hit of the game for the Mets, and it comes with 2 outs in the third.
But I was saying, the league catches up to you. At some point, you're going to have to make an adjustment. That's why you see some guys come out for 2 months and then flame out. The league has made an adjustment, found their weak spot. And Acuna, I don't think they've figured it out yet. Right there, Schwellenbach was really working fastballs hard away with the intent of probably getting a slider chased down out of the zone.
So now Brandon Nimmo with Iglesias at first. The pitch. Swinging a pop foul off to the left. For Iglesias now, that hitting streak's at 17 games. As he's got a 2-out base knock here in the top of the third inning. Still no score.
I just hope that bat wasn't the one that had been here for 17 games because it is no longer functional.
You are correct. Right versus left. And 2 hoppers right through the shortstop. He'll scramble to pick it up. Guns it to first, but it's too late. Arcia got eaten up. That ball accelerating on 2 hops out to the shortstop. Even with his arm, he probably still didn't have a chance. It just kind of rolled up on him, partner.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard-hit ball. The last hop, it just came off the heel of his glove. It's going to go down as an E6. And you talked about how good the defense has been. That was an inning-ending play right there.
So that gives Marte a chance of the 3-hole. And he takes the first one outside from Schwellenbach. So Iglesias now aboard at second. And Nimmo at first. The pitch. Took something off of that. And catches the outer edge.
How long did they just put the air up on the board?
Yes, sir.
I called it 30 seconds ago.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that was a routine. I mean, it was hit hard, but It was right at him. He didn't move.
The next is on the inside edge. A slider from Schwellenbach makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. That error on Arcia is his 11th of the year. And a runner in scoring position for the Mets for the first time tonight. No score. Marte ready for the 1-2 pitch. It's on the way. Swinging a tapper foul. Picked up right behind home plate by Darno. Marte batting .269 up to the minute. There are 7 home runs on that bat down there. What Schwellenbach doesn't want is Alonso coming up here shortly, even with 2 outs. This is a big pitch upcoming.
Yeah, you know where you're at in the lineup and who your guys are to go and attack, and you know that Alonso has been so good for so long, 34 home runs this year. He's not the guy you want coming up with the bases loaded. You're going to attack Marte right now.
Check the runner at second, now the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball to third. This should be pretty routine. Urshela across the diamond, and he gets that big third out and leaves two Mets stranded in the top of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Atlanta and New York still scoreless here early in Game 1. You're listening to Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Michelle Smallman.
My takeaway from the game last night is justice for Doug Peterson, because I think it's more on Trevor Lawrence than it is on Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is likely going to be the fall guy for this. If in fact somebody is the fall guy, if they do feel like, hey, we paid this guy and Trevor Lawrence a lot of money. He was the most highly touted quarterback coming out of college since Andrew Luck. He was a can't miss guy. But this to me is on Trevor Lawrence. So much of this is on him. He's been inconsistent. He turns the ball over all the time. Watching the game last night, they had the graphic up there. 61 turnovers since entering the NFL in 2021. We talk about Josh Allen and the turnovers all the time. Why don't we focus on that with Trevor Lawrence? And I know he had that disastrous first season with Urban Meyer. I know that he's dealt with injuries. But at some point, we have to stop using those as excuses when we talk about his development and where it's not at compared to what the expectations are.
Terms apply.
I'm Clinton Yates, kiddos, host of the podcast ESPN Daily. Every weekday morning, I'll bring you the best sports story you'll hear all day. Today on ESPN Daily. It's part 4 of our series, Death of a Sports Town. With Oakland's final Major League game happening this Thursday, we turn to the one question we've yet to explore. Does a move to Las Vegas make any sense for the Athletics? That's ESPN Daily. Follow us and listen wherever you get good podcasts.
You're listening to Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
9-1-2 coming up for Atlanta here in the bottom of the third. No score between the Braves and the Mets. Luis Severino still working on the mound for New York. And we start off with Orlando Arcia, and the first to him is popped up foul off to the right, now to play. Arcia, the 9-hole hitter, has 17 home runs on the year. That matches his career-high total from last year. He's batting .219 as he's stepped in for the first time tonight. Wind up and the 0-1. Bounces in the dirt, or even a ball into strike. The other game of note as it pertains to these two teams is later on tonight, the Diamondbacks and the Giants. 1-1. Swinging a tapper. Swinging bunt, third base line is fielded by Severino, and he throws it wide in the bag. Around first is Arcia. It rattles up against the wall down the right field line. And aboard is Arcia at second base here to begin the inning. Talk about well placed. It literally was a swinging bunt that could not have been bunted any better down the third base line. And Severino picked it up in front of his catcher and threw it wide of Alonso at first base.
Well, Severino was almost like a quarterback right there. Alvarez is trying to pick it up and spin and throw and runs into Severino as he's throwing. Then the ball goes up the line. I'm looking down. Iglesias, the second baseman, standing at second base. I'm going, there's no play there. I was like, you need to be backing up the throw.
Swinging a line drive into right field by Harris. That's down, and he'll score a run. Arcia's around third. He'll score. And an RBI double for Michael Harris, who's got a pair of hits on the night. Picks up RBI number 47. And it's Atlanta who strikes first here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 Braves.
Severino made the pitch, cut fastball in. But as I talked about in the first inning, all Michael Harris saw was fastballs in. So he's going, all right, I got a guy at second base. I'll do my job if I hit a ground ball to second. I know he's pounding me with fastballs in. Harris looks in there, gets a cutter a little bit off speed, and drives it down the right field line.
5th multi-hit game in a row here for Harris, who was our pregame guest tonight. Was hoping I didn't mess up his groove. Apparently, That did not happen. He's got him on the board.
I'm thinking he's going to want to get interviewed again tomorrow.
I'll oblige. He was a very nice conversation for a young man that grew up about 35 minutes south of this ballpark. And now Albies with an RBI opportunity. Ground ball right side. Back it through. It does. It's past Iglesias. Rounding third is Harris. Here's the throw to the plate. It's wide. Run scores. And taking second base on a very aggressive move from first to second is Ozzie Albies. So he went the opposite way with it, just like that. They trade spots. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
Albies is playing the game. He knows his job with a runner on second base is to hit a ground ball to the right side or get the guy over to third. He does that. The Mets have shifted up the middle, routine ground ball to second base, and then Marte comes up and firing straight home. Misses the cutoff man. Albies gets to second, and the merry-go-round continues.
And now Ozuna, whose first pitch swinging, just missed it, popped it up off to the right and foul. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification, 10 seconds for ID. You're listening to Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. The 0-1 to Ozuna is a slow roller to the shortstop. Acuna charges and makes the play over at first base. Albies advances to third.
Nice base running by Albies, recognizing that he can get to third base. Very soft ground ball. Acuna makes it looking so easy.
He looks a lot like his older brother.
Yeah.
So that's the first out of the inning. They'll pull the infield in here for Matt Olson. Swinging a foul tip off the left-hander's bat. Saw a four-seamer here to start the sequence. Olson is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled but was stranded back in the first. So Albies now leading from third. The pitch. A little tall. Even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Back-to-back fastballs here for Olson, who has 29 home runs on the year. And the chant is starting to fire up here in Atlanta. Kick and delivery. 1-1 is high.
Well, right here, if you're Severino, you're looking for a punch-out, you're looking for a pop-up, you're looking for some soft contact in the infield. Your infield's in. Severino is pounding the upper part of the zone, looking for that swing and miss, looking for a pop-up.
That one is fouled away off to the left. Olson batting .247 after getting the base hit in the first. Jorge Soler now on deck, sort of, more toward home plate on the first base side. Albies striding down the third base line. The 2-2. Shot foul opposite way. Out of play.
Severino dialed that one up to 99. His average on that four-seamer is 96. He knows how big this out is, and he is dialing everything he's got to get this out before the run scores.
20 of his home runs, Olson, are on the fastball. And he just got a piece of that one. And that was dialed down. The sweeper in on underneath the hands of the left-handed hitting Matt Olson. Two runs on 3 hits so far here in the bottom of the third. That's where we stand, 2-0. The next from Severino. High. Another fastball, that one at 98. And a payoff pitch upcoming. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Severino to the rosin bag. It's not as humid here tonight as it's been here over the last couple of days. The 3-2. Swinging a fly ball. Well hit down the left field line. Heading for the pole. It is tailing. Foul. Just foul down the left field line.
That was a really nice call, but I was just watching Olson, and he hadn't left the batter's box. I'm going, that must be going foul.
There are giveaways. You were right.
I didn't look at the ball.
No.
I listened to your call, and then I looked down at Olson, and he was standing in the left-handed batter's box going, no chance.
Time caller. Iglesias needs to tie his right shoe. They're booing Iglesias as if he's some lineman that just faked an injury in a college football game. Severino set, and the 3-2. Ball 4. missed up above the zone. A lot of fastballs came at Olsen there, and he reaches on a one-out walk, and that'll bring up Jorge Soler.
Really great at bat. Spoiled a couple good fastballs. Severino was trying to get him upside the zone, and Olsen just laid off a couple really close fastballs to the point Severino was looking in going, where was that at?
Now Soler, who's back with the team that he won with in 21. The pitch. Swing, and he just nipped it. Shot it foul down on the home plate, and it rolls foul first base side. Soler struck out looking his first time up. That ended the first inning. And here Soler back in Atlanta from San Francisco, acquired at the deadline. At the corners, one out. The 0-1. Bends him back on an inside delivery. Now look for the double play ball up the middle here. Acuna more toward a true shortstop, but Iglesias is really shading the second base bag and backing up. The 1-1. Steve Reich at the top of the zone. They didn't like that call here in Atlanta. The Braves have hit into 116 double plays this season.
Soler punched out on a couple of sliders. The whole at bat was all sliders in the first inning.
1-2. Check this swing. They'll peel. No, says Eric Bacchus down at first base. Ooh, that was close.
Showing it again, and that is right in that no man's land of, yes, he went, it crossed the plate, the wrist did not break. It's interpretation call for any umpire.
Now the 2-2. Swinging a foul back to the screen. The ricochets off the net below us and is scooped up by the bat boy out in front of the first base dugout.
Severino got away with one there. That slider or sweeper was left middle of the plate, and a couple spins short from being good. Gets a foul ball out of it.
Hitting room in left center. Now the 2-2. That one's popped straight back. And a souvenir just below our booth here at Truist Park. Mike Martino is our producer tonight here on site. Brian Neal's our engineer, bringing you the sounds of Truist Park here on the brink of the postseason. Atlanta, a game and a half out of that picture right now. The 2-2. Strike three called, and Soler goes down on strikes looking for a second time tonight. And that must have started back near his shoulder and sweeps into catch part of the plate. 2 gone.
Yeah, that's what they call a front door slider. And at that point, if you're Severino, you've shown him your best sliders, your best sweepers. You've shown him everything you got. And he mixes it up a little bit, starts it at the front hip, and gets a vapor lock punch out right there for a huge second out.
Now Laureano, and he swings and misses on the first one. That's well outside. 0-1. Ramon Laureano is the 7th man to bat in this bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-0 Atlanta, all of it coming here in this frame. The lead runner still Albies at third base. The pitch. Down and away. Nice backhand stop by Alvarez. They'll need a new baseball. Alvarez with an orange chest protector and orange shin guards. Leading at first is Olsen. He has not attempted a stolen base this year. Swinging one off the handle through the right side. It dribbles 2 hops through the dirt and into right field. That'll bring in Albies, and it's 3-0 Atlanta as Laureano picks up his 31st RBI of the season. Meanwhile, Olsen goes first to third, and they played a run here with 2 outs.
Well, Severino's going to walk into the dugout and go, you know what, there's not much more I can do. I've made some really good pitches. The exit velocity average this inning's probably about in the 60s. That ball barely got into the outfield grass. 97 in on the hands after a whole bunch of sweepers. Sometimes as a pitcher, you just kind of look around going, man, you know what? I don't know what I need to do to get a third out around here.
Add more infielders? I don't know, because they found spots. And you were right about exit velocity. 59 miles an hour off the handle there of Laureano. And before Travis d'Arnaud comes up as the 8th man to bat in the inning, there's a meeting at the mound. And Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach, is out to talk to the battery and really the entire infield here as Severino faces at the corners again.
Yeah, that's just going to be the conversation when the pitching coach walks out, Jeremy Hefner, and he's going to go, you know what, keep doing what you're doing. And I think Laureano hit that ball twice. The ball hit his inside part of the bat, and then as he followed through, it clicked off the second part. Still just, what'd you say, 59 exit velocity?
Yeah, that's right.
That was hit twice, too.
There goes the runner from first. Pitches up and in. And Laureano will pick up his 8th stolen base of the year without a throw. So second and third now with 2 outs, with Olson the lead runner at third base.
He just got a great jump. Severino's focused on getting the out. Big leg kick. Easy stolen base without a throw.
The 1-0. Swinging a foul straight back. Darno struck out his first time up. He's one of 4 strikeout victims for Luis Severino. Severino's been really a great groove right now. He went 6 innings in his last outing in a 10-6 win over Philadelphia. The pitch. Fouled off the catcher and then the umpire. And now both catcher and batter are going back to check Mike Estabrook. The home plate umpire lost his face mask on the ricochet.
Well, they're both catchers, so they know exactly the noise that just happened. And they know that the umpire just got hit on the mask. Both of the catchers turn around simultaneously to see if he's all right.
You kind of count the sounds, right? Number 1 is the bat,
yeah.
Number 2 is the catcher, and then if there's a third one, there's only one option left.
And then when there's a really loud click, the umpire got hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes as Severino comes set. 3-0 Braves, the pitch. Went away with it. No chase there by Darno.
That might be the biggest difference in the first 2 innings, Severino, and this inning, Severino he is not landing that sweeper for a strike. He is missing wide with it. There are times when you show it, fine.
2-2. Popped up behind home plate, and this is unplayable. It backspins over the net. You know, the only sweeper that he's connected with was the one he got Soler looking on. Remember, you kind of called it the front door pitch. That, other than that, you're right. It hasn't landed for Severino, who's going to throw pitch number 69 here in the third inning. The 2-2. Up and in. And again, there's the sweeper that he got Soler on, and it just never turns, right?
Well, he's just getting under it a little bit, which is going to leave it elevated. You're not going to get the spin on it. And that might have been part of the conversation with the pitching coach walking out there going, all right, look, we got to start landing this. Get back into your mode.
Payoff to Darno. Swinging a fly ball into right center, drifting to his left. That's Taylor. He's there. And he makes the catch. 8 come to the plate. 3 runs on 4 hits. There was an error and 2 left on base. And now the ball game begins. After 3, Braves 3, Mets nothing. You're listening to Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
He's outrageous and usually off base, I might add, but I love him anyways. That's why I sit across from the Mad Dog, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, every Wednesday to set him straight. First Take starts at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
The hunt for October continues on ESPN Radio.
A 3-run homer for Pete Alonso.
The last week of the regular season is here, and the race for the final 2 National League playoff spots is coming down to the wire. And 2 teams in the thick of it go head-to-head when the New York Mets face the Atlanta Braves. The Mets at the Braves. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern, with first pitch at 7:20 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Beware the MLB wildcards. They're here to catch fire, to bring the heat, and light up the scoreboard.
This is smoked.
Because this is the MLB postseason.
Buckle up. You never know what can happen.
Where all it takes is one hot streak to make a run for the title. Welcome to October. The MLB Wildcard Series. October 1st through the 3rd on ESPN.
For the ones who get it done.
I'm Kevin Winter. A couple of updates. Marlins lead the Twins 4-0. Yanks solo home run from Aaron Judge. Yabo number 56, but they trailed the Orioles 2-1. Time now for today's trivia question brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Earlier today, Tarek Skubal got his 18th win for the Tigers. The first Tiger pitcher since 1972 to record 18 wins in a season. Your trivia question brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. Give me one of the two pitchers, there were two, by the way, one of the two pitchers for the Tigers back in 1972 who had 18 wins. They actually had more. One of them's name, you know. I'm giving you hints. Greg Olson, Sean Kelly, back to you guys in the fourth in Atlanta.
Dang it, Kevin Winter does this to me all basketball season, and now he's going to get me again here during baseball season.
All I got is John Matlack.
All right, write that down, and we'll get the answer from
Kevin. Denny McClain's obvious because that was 68 with 31 wins.
Yes, that's the easy one. Go to the top of the fourth, and the Mets are on the wrong end of a 3-0 ball game. Here's Pete Alonso. First pitch to him is over but low for ball one. This is a Mets team that just came off of a 6-1 homestand. They've won 18 of their last 23. They're down 3-0 here to Atlanta. Alonso walked his first time up. A 1-0 from Schwellenbach is outside for a ball.
Schwellenbach is avoiding Alonso at all costs. 4-pitch walk in the second to lead off. Here he's missed the first two sweepers.
The next is busted on the inside corner for a strike. Right on the edge at 96 miles an hour. Schwellenbach has struck out 11 against the Mets in his first ever outing against New York back in July. And now he evens the count 2-2 to Pete Alonso.
Caught Alonso looking for that sweeper again. And this locks him up on a 95 right down Broadway.
Wind in the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Alonso's third K of the game. Schwellenbach retires the leadoff hitter for the third time in now 4 innings.
Just changed it up a little bit and threw him a cutter. So it was sweeper, fastball, four-seam fastball, and that one's a 93-mile-an-hour cutter. It wasn't pretty, wasn't very effective, but it gets the swing and miss by just being 2 miles an hour off.
Here's Jesse Winker up on the left side, and the first to him is popped up. Left side of the infield. Who wants it? Urshela, the third baseman. He's there on the grass, and he makes the catch. And for Schwellenbach, who threw just 7 pitches in the first inning, he's already set 2 down here to start the top of the fourth.
That ball was almost right to Schwellenbach. Why don't they let the pitchers catch the pop-ups?
Well, as another pitcher once told me, they are the best athletes on the field.
Yes, we were.
Okay, and I knew you'd back that up. Now Mark Vientos swinging, he rips one the opposite way. That's a line drive base hit into right field. And a 2-out single for Vientos, who's 1 for 2 now on the night. It's just the second hit given up by Schwellenbach. We're in the fourth, 3-0 Atlanta.
I think Schwellenbach's going a little bit old school. He hadn't thrown a cut fastball in the first 3 innings, and all of a sudden this inning he strikes out Alonso on a cutter, first pitch cutter in on Winker, and it's like, all right, you know what, now I'm breaking out another pitch.
Now Taylor, and the first to him is inside for a ball. Well, it's a curveball to start him. We're starting to see kind of the repertoire open up here in the fourth for Schwellenbach.
Well, that was the old school way of doing it, where you saved a pitch or 2 pitches as you got through the second and the third time around the order.
Now the 1-0. Swinging a foul tip, and that catches the face mask of Darnell. Doesn't even flinch, reaches back for a new baseball.
Why does nobody check on the catchers? I mean, everybody checks on the umpires when they get hit with a foul ball, and Darno just got hit with a good one, and he just gets a baseball back, throws it, and rinse and repeat.
1-1. A little cue shot that's going to spin foul back behind home plate. Now, we do get the courtesy sweep of the plate by the home plate umpire when needed. But I never see the best athlete on the field, your pitching buddies here, ever kind of walk down the hill and check the catcher.
I did. I'd walk down. If they got whacked pretty good, yeah, I'd walk down, check on them.
Guarded line at third is Urshela. 1 on, 2 outs, the pitch. Swinging a 2-hopper, backhanded by the shortstop. Arcia turns his body and fires across to retire Tyrone Taylor. No runs, a hit, 1 left on base. We're through 3.5 here at Truist Park in Atlanta. The Braves have 3, the Mets nothing. This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
Watching downfield.
Touchdown, Texas! The top-ranked Texas Longhorns head into their first SEC opener against the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Mississippi State takes the lead.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Mississippi State at number 1 Texas. Coverage begins Saturday at 3:30 Eastern with kickoff at 4:15 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Dr. Pepper.
Lord, that's how I get by.
It's Buster Olney, host of the Baseball Tonight podcast. This week on the show, I talked to my pal Tim Kirkchin about the worst base running play we've ever seen. Listen to the Baseball Tonight podcast on your favorite podcasting app.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
MLB The Show 24 lets you take control, forge your legacy, and dominate the diamond. Unlock your moment. Seize the spotlight and own the show like never before. MLB The Show 24 is available now on PlayStation consoles, Xbox consoles, and for the Nintendo Switch system. Rated E for everyone. Officially licensed by MLB Players, Inc.
This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Suit up at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team at MLBshop.com. Get yourself ready for the postseason. 3-0 Atlanta as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 8-9-1, and Severino still working for New York. And that's grounded just foul down the third base line by Gio Urshela, who leads things off here. 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out to third, his first time up. Heads up Mr. Vientos, who's deep and guarding the line at third. The 0-1 pitch from Severino. Swinging, that's off the handle, popped out, off to the right, out of play. So 72 pitches now for Severino. He's given up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He's struck out 4 and walked 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now. RC will be next, then back to the top and a red-hot Michael Harris. Swinging, he reaches and he pokes one down the third base side, foul. Still 1-2.
Severino's got a short leash. They got somebody warming up right now, but this has been one of their main guys. He's got 4 straight quality starts, so he's gone 6 and he's gone deep.
Razoban is warming, swinging a fly ball into right, and that's going to get caught by Marte. He looked beat. He took an angle toward the left or the right center field gap and reaches up the last second to stab it and take away a shot there by Urshela. 1 gone.
96 exit velocity, and Marte was on his horse right off the get-go. Solid route, solid angle. And if he doesn't get quite that jump or quite that route, he is not making that catch.
Here's Arcia, and he shoots this one opposite way and out of play.
But I was saying Severino's a pro. He's going out there. He knows he needs to probably get through the 5th, try to keep them at 3-0, right where they're at, keep his team in the game.
Well, 1 inside with the sinker.
And keep that bullpen from getting used. They got 6 straight games in the next 6 days. You can't have your bullpen eating up 6 innings.
Inside is the next offering from Severino. Their bullpen's been very good, no doubt, but it's been taxed a little bit. We saw Diaz throw, the 8th and the 9th on Sunday?
Yeah.
Just as an example. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball, routine for Acuna at short. Drifting to his left, he's got it and sends it over to Alonso. 2 outs. This is just what Severino needed. To your point about trying to lengthen his outing here after the bumpy 3-run, 4-hit 3rd inning. He's quickly retired the first 2 here at the bottom of the order in the 4th.
I was always a self-evaluator, and I'd go home after a game, and if I had the inning that he had last inning, I would have a hard time being really upset at myself. I mean, did I make many bad pitches?
Harris takes the first one inside.
It was a whole bunch of soft contact. You get a swinging bunt that the catcher runs into me, so I throw it down the line. You get a flare to right. You get a weak ground ball through where second base should have been.
1-0 to Michael Harris. Checked the swing and nipped it. It's a foul tip, and it evens the count.
And even the Harris double got down the bat handle, and it was a very good, well-located pitch.
Fifth straight multi-hit game now for Michael Harris. We're at the top of the order. Single, double RBI tonight. Now the 1-1. And he shoots that one straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs.
I'm waiting for Severino. I mean, he's been pounding Harris in. Cutters, fastballs. I'm waiting for something soft down and away. And it's been straight up hard 4-seam fastballs and cutters in.
8-game hitting streak here for Harris, the left-handed hitter. And he wastes this one with a pop foul off to the left and out of play. Tugs at his seat flap on that helmet and now re-engages on the left side. Severino back off the rosin bag and up top. Kicks and deals the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball out to left field. Nimmo to the track, to the wall. Gone! Home run! Michael Harris. How hot is the Atlanta center fielder? He touches them all, and he's 3 for 3 tonight. And now just a triple away from the cycle. Single, double, home run. And it's 4-0 Atlanta.
Well, I was asking for something away. I was asking for something soft. Severino goes 4-seam fastball down and away. Pretty good location. And Harris hammered that ball to left field.
16th of the year. Now Albies swinging a fly ball down the right field line. Well hit, but foul. Albies 1 for 2 tonight. RBI single last inning. Came around to score on the RBI by Ramon Laureano. So 4-0 Atlanta on 7 hits now.
I think you should just expect to go do an interview with Harris tomorrow, because there's no way that he is not tracking you down even up in the booth.
Don't tell him where we're staying. He'll be over later tonight.
Hey, let's talk some more. 3 for 3, triple short, and we're in the 4th inning.
Straight up on the infield here for the right-handed hitter. Couldn't check his swing. And on appeal, Strike 2. 1-2 to Albies, who's back from the broken wrist. The switch hitter now batting just on the right-hand side. Hard to believe this is his first home start since coming off the injured list. It's been a little bit now.
Yeah, and I'm feeling for him because he has not faced right-handed pitching.
1-2. He dropped his back foot, swings and misses, and out on strikes is Albies. The inning comes to a close, but not before a 2-out home run by red-hot Michael Harris. And with that, we're through 4 innings. And Atlanta here in Game 1 of this series with the Mets leads it 4-0. This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is Freddie and Harry.
I do believe this organization has failed Bryce Young. I do believe he has great football in him at some point. If you're Bryce Young and you see everything that has transpired over the last year and also these first few games of the season, you're saying, okay, how can I get on the track where I need to be to function as a quarterback in the NFL and also prolong my career?
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
You don't have to go to the club all the time once you get into your 30s, 40s, and beyond, but that does not mean that you have graduated out of it just because you're an adult with bills to pay and real responsibilities. I would argue that you need it even more than ever, just like we as adults need naps just as much as kindergartners do.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
You're listening to Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Sean Kelly and Greg Olson back with you from Truist Park in Atlanta tonight. Crucial 3-game series. Atlanta out front here 4-0 as Schwellenbach goes back to work and blows one right by Francisco Alvarez. Swing and a miss, 0-1 to the Mets catcher. Schwellenbach's been outstanding. He has scattered 2 hits. We are underway in the 5th. Swinging a fly ball down the right field line. Soler will jog over and watch it go out of play. Some 320 down that right field side. 325 at the foul pole. It jets out to 375 in the right center field alley. 400 to dead center here in Atlanta. And 395 to left center where Harris had just homered. 335 down the line. Big crowd on a beautiful night. Even cooler tomorrow night in more ways than one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Garcia's got it and sends it across, one away. You want to work tomorrow night too?
I'm with you.
All right, I'm in.
As long as that hurricane doesn't come through.
It's going to start blowing some rain into the area sometime tomorrow. That pitching matchup is a dandy tomorrow night. We'll have it for you here on ESPN Radio. First pitch scheduled for 7:20 Eastern Time. 18-3 Chris Sale and 9-3 David Peterson. Both left-handers. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut here by Acuna. Luis Angel Acuna with his brother, who's out for the rest of the year, watching on in the first base dugout. 0-1 pitch. Swing and he popped it up. That'll get over the top of his brother and out of play behind the first base dugout.
Schwellenbach is just really pounding the zone. Fastballs up, fastballs away to Acuna, challenging the rookie, seeing what he's got right here in this spot.
3 home runs already for the right-handed hitter. He's in a hole, though, and faces an 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Takes high. Talked to Mets manager Carlos Mendoza before the ball game today, and we asked about Mr. Lindor. 1-2. Swing, and he shoots this one out into center, laying out and stabbing it with a diving catch is, guess who? Michael Harris. Have a night. Came straight ahead and put his chest to the grass to rob Acuna.
He barely had that ball in his glove, and he's looking at it home plate, shaking his head like, I cannot believe you're testing me. What a great catch, and what a great answer after that home run last inning.
2 outs, top of the order. Swinging a foul straight back by Jose Iglesias. The fist pump in reaction from the pitcher was as dramatic as the catch.
Well, that's probably the hardest hit ball the Mets have had tonight.
Well, 1 to Iglesias. Steve Reich on the outside corner. There's the four-seamer, 97 miles an hour from Spencer Schwellenbach. Yeah, I don't disagree with you as far as hardest hit ball so far.
Now the 2 base hits have been quiet.
0-2. Swinging a fly ball out to right. Soler to the track, almost to the wall. He's there and he makes the catch. Braces himself against the chain link in front of that viewing area. And a 1-2-3 inning for Spencer Schwellenbach. And an absolute web gem, to date myself, by Michael Harris. 1-2-3. And through 4.5. We're halfway through this one. So far, so good for the Braves. They lead the Mets 4-0. This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Mike Greenberg.
That season is going to go down as a terrible year for the Giants. That was a bad team that somehow, through good coaching, and Daboll wound up the coach of the year, and Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones doing the things he can do, they wound up winning a bunch of games, and they made the playoffs, and they won a playoff game. And it convinced them and maybe others they were something that they clearly were not.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
I'm Clinton Yates, kiddos, host of the podcast ESPN Daily. Every weekday morning, I'll bring you the best sports story you'll hear all day. Today on ESPN Daily. It's part 4 of our series, Death of a Sports Town. With Oakland's final Major League game happening this Thursday, we turn to the one question we've yet to explore. Does a move to Las Vegas make any sense for the Athletics? That's ESPN Daily. Follow us and listen wherever you get good podcasts.
See CapitalOne.com for details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This is Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Going to the bottom of the fifth inning, new pitcher for New York. It's the Arkansas Razorback, Ryan Stanek, who appears for the 400th time of his career tonight.